CinemaCon might be the Illuminati.
We had CinemaCon this week. We started off with the Sony presentation. Billy, do you have anything from the Sony presentation that you want to talk about first, or do you want to slide it over to me?
Sony confirmed another Jumanji film.
Yeah.
Brought Jack Black, Kevin Hart, and Dwayne Johnson on stage. Immediately, and this is probably going to be a theme with a lot of these movies that I talk about, or a lot of the news that I talk about. Immediately, I was like, "Who gives a fuck?" Right? Why do we need another Jumanji? But then I was like, quickly reminded that the first one made over like 950 million. The second one made over 800 million. So clearly Sony's like, we need to make more of these.
Yeah, this is very nearly $1 billion franchise.
Yeah, bro. And I didn't even realize it, bro. I just truly, I've seen the Jumanjis, but like I truly seen it as slop. Like I didn't see it as like real cinema that I guess it should be respected as. I guess it should be. It should. We should be respecting Jumanji as real cinema, which Sony feels the same because they're putting it in the Christmas slot, which I think is interesting because in that Christmas slot you also have Avengers and you also have Dune. So like it's competing with two juggernauts already. Now it's a juggernaut in and of itself, but is it like Avengers and Dune juggernaut? That would be my question to you. I don't know.
No, that's why I think they moved it to December 25th to try to like somehow avoid that insane clashing that's gonna happen December 18th. They tried to
Yeah, but
like
you're still within that cycle. You know what I mean?
right, you still in it's still
So
in the same window, but they couldn't like okay, let's
yeah,
push this back like 4 months, you know?
right, right.
And
Nah,
I do respect
that
them
was
for I
for
do respect
trying.
that.
I don't know,
Yeah, for
bro. I
trying.
don't
Like,
know.
hey.
Yeah, I truly don't know, bro. They just be doing anything. But also Taika Waititi, hello, is directing, I think maybe writing an adaptation of Clara and the Sun. Clara and the Sun's like this book that came out back in the day. It's really cool.
You read the book?
My issue, I read part of it and other people have told me about it. Not
Okay.
read it all the way through. This actually, now that you said it, this actually might be the first time that a book adapted into the movie. I'll read the book first, only
Hmm.
because I'm not sure that Taika is gonna do a good job. Like ever since what he did to like Thor, Love and I know he's supposed to be like, oh, he's so great,
No, I
but
think
ever
he
since
he
what he
was a
did to
fluke.
like Thor, Love and Thunder, seeing that movie, seeing some of the other movies he's done, it makes me sick to my stomach anytime I see his name. His name to me is up there with who did Hamilton.
Lin-Manuel with Miranda.
Yeah, yo, Taika Waititi and Lin-Manuel Miranda are two names that like when I see I physically get ill. You have like Jenna Ortega and Amy Adams starring in it. Jenna Ortega is one of those people who I get the hype behind her. And when you look at her discography, you look at her movies, you're like, okay, I see what people are saying. But for some reason I could just never get on board that train. So you paired her with Taika, and to me, as much as Claire and the Sun is like a really, really good book, people herald it as like an amazing story. I don't know if those two people involved mean that this movie is gonna be as good as I think Sony hopes it would be. But I
Tyga
may
is
be
gonna
wrong,
have to
you know?
show me that he actually like is not a fluke and he's not garbage because he had Jojo Rabbit, which I think won some type of Academy Award, and then he had
Right.
Thor Ragnarok, which we all like and love. But then after that, it's just been like
People well
dog
people
shit after
love What
dog
We Do
shit.
in the Shadows. I always put What We Do in the Shadows up there even though I never seen
Okay.
it because the people that I know, everybody loves that. So like I always put that up there as part of his like legacy of what he's done. But to be keep it a being with you, I'm not really a big fan of JoJo. Thor Ragnarok I love, but I think Thor Love and Thunder cancels that out. So I'm not even really counting that for him. So
Right.
that's my
His one
opinion. Day
win, his
one.
one win,
Yeah.
you're not counting.
Barely
Yo,
a win, yeah. Barely a win, bro. But yeah, that those are the things that stood out to me. What about you?
I want to talk about the social reckoning. Apparently this looks pretty good. I'm surprised because Aaron Sorkin is writing and directing, And like the
Yeah.
last few like Aaron Sorkin films have not been great, and plus like it's missing the director from the first film, so I was like, Jeremy Strong as Mark Zuckerberg. I always knew that was fantastic casting from Succession. I'm like, that's great casting. Mikey Madison is in the film, and apparently is more so
Yeah.
of like a young whistleblower taking on a company conglomerate kind of movie, which is like I like that angle, but I think the fire thing
What? How are
about
they
the
gonna
social.
position that? How are they positioning that angle? Like, is this movie about when he had to go like on trial in front of Congress? Like, is that what this movie's about, or is this like what part
No,
of older Facebook is this movie focusing on?
no, it's I'm pretty sure, and this is not gonna be like exactly what it is because I don't there's not like a full real description out there, but it's more so like just Mikey Madison's character like not being morally aligned with Facebook and trying to like take them on as a company. I think it's before the trials. I don't really think the
Yeah.
trials are like a part of it. But yeah, so the social reckoning, people said the first footage of that was pretty cool, which I guess, but I think my thing is just that the social network was really fire because of like the relationships and like we got to know
Right.
the people within the social network, and it was kind of similar to like a Safdie brothers film where like the main character we hate but everybody else is like, we kind of relate to a little bit and hating the main character.
I think what made the social network work as well is that it was like it was almost like this coming of age story, you know?
Yeah,
I think that it had that sort of feeling to it, you know. So I think that also helped it work. Obviously, this the second one is gonna have like a different tone. So I am interested to see how that's done and like what the audience how the audience perceives that or whatnot. But I don't know. Like when you throw Jeremy Strong into a project, I'm here for it. So
yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah. I'm just confused. Like this feels like a movie they could have made without the social network being tied to it, but because they're putting the social network like IP on it, so that way people pay
Yeah,
attention.
so people can
You know what I
go.
mean?
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
my
this
my father, who's 7 years old, will be like, "Oh, the Social Network too? Okay, cool."
exactly.
You
Like
know what I
I'm just
mean?
I want them to show me why this is like they even recasted Zuckerberg. So I just want to know why this is a social network sequel. That's all I'm asking for. Other things Sony talked about, apparently I've never played the games, so I
Oh
am not
no,
the
Jesus
yeah, I'm
Christ!
not the guy to talk to about this. But he did direct Weapons last year. He did direct Barbarian. Zach Kreger is coming later this year with Resident Evil, and listen,
Can I say something?
I'm
People
looking forward to
like
it.
you said he did. You said he directed Weapons, and for the audience out there and for people who like are into films that mean something. But for me personally, I fell asleep during that movie. Like I didn't like that movie. I didn't think that movie was great. So
Yeah,
like you being like, yo, Weapons. Like to me that continues to make me not want to watch it, let alone what it's actually adapting. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I don't know. This might be one of those movies where, and unless you yourself tell me, "Hey, Billy, go watch it," I'm
yeah.
probably not gonna watch it, bro.
I'm literally only mentioning it because he also directed Barbarian, and I really like Barbarian. Like I like Barbarian a lot. So I hope that Resident Evil is good, but I know nothing about the game, so I'm not the person to come to about whether this is like lore accurate or anything like that. Like who cares? Next thing we have, and this is gonna be the last thing for the Sony presentation because the rest of the stuff I just wasn't really that interested in. Like they dropped the Insidious trailer.
Yeah,
I thought that was
I'm only
like
really talking about the stuff that I'm interested in. If you
yeah,
were coming to this for like a full breakdown of everything that was released, this is not the video for you at
not that.
all.
This is not that.
I'm
Yep.
literally only talking about the stuff that caught my eye and the stuff that I'm like remotely interested in.
Last thing, of course, Sony talked about the two Spider-Man films. Talked about Beyond the Spider-Verse, which I'm insanely
Yeah.
excited for.
And we
And they
got some
also
like
talked
footage
about
from that.
yeah. They showed like the first like 3 to 5 minutes of the movie,
Yeah.
which is like I wish I was in that room. It's fine. It's okay that
Yo,
they get to
next year
see
we
footage
going, yo.
before. Yeah, we gonna be there. PCC on top, yo. We go. But nah, they also talked about Spider-Man Brand New Day, and they showed like a scene from that, which is like, exciting. People said it was good. Like it's really hard to talk about this stuff because we haven't seen the footage. So it's like we're just
Right.
going off of
We can
what
only go
people
we can
have
only go based off
said.
what people say. And you know what's funny?
Yeah.
I don't know if CinemaCon works the same way. How do you pronounce it? Cons, or whatever. Because you know how like
Cannes
over
Festival.
there, yeah, you know how over there, if they like a film, they'll do like a 15-minute standing ovation, and then
Yeah.
you watch the film and you're like, well, this didn't deserve 15 minutes at all. I don't know what y'all were
Yeah.
looking at.
They just
But
giving
I
out
don't know if
participation
CinemaCon is the
trophies.
same way. Yeah, I don't know if CinemaCon is the same way where people will show early footage of these projects and it's you're almost obligated to be like, "Whoa. Oh my god." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
However, it is like the Spider-Verse stuff, so they have a good track record. So
Yeah.
people say, "Yo, that it was good." You didn't have to sell me; I was already gonna watch it. So the fact that
hmm
people were like, "Yo, this is amazing," it does boost it up just a tiny bit more to be like, "Okay, cool." I am
Yeah.
more anticipating.
Yeah. Well, if you're listening, I do because we're gonna move on to Warner Brothers after this. But if you're listening and you don't know what CinemaCon is, and you're just like, "Whoa, what's going on? What is this event? Why are they showing so much footage? Why are they showing exclusive stuff?" CinemaCon is not. It's not Comic Con. You know what I mean? It's not any of these other like cons or festivals that are like fan events that fans go to, and then they do things for the fans. CinemaCon is an event for people that own the theaters. The point of CinemaCon is for these major studios like Disney, like Warner Brothers, like Amazon to sell their film and their product to the movie theater owners so that way they are able to put these movies in as many theaters as
Right.
possible and for it to make money. That's why they go all out at
CinemaCon,
CinemaCon and they don't go all out at like a
yeah.
Comic Con because those are just regular people.
CinemaCon is basically where all the studios come together and just circle jerk each other.
Literally, that's literally what it is. Yeah, exactly, exactly. So they're going to show like the best stuff that they have. They're going to bring their A game at CinemaCon. They're not going to do it at for a regular nigga like me at Comic Con. So you want to move on to day two with Warner Brothers?
Yeah, day two. Day two was a little bit more interesting to me. The first thing that like stood out to me was Clayface. So they ended up like showing
Mm,
some footage from the project. They talked about it a little bit more. The reason that this is so interesting is because at the beginning of the year, this was although it was like one of my most anticipated projects, I have been pushing this narrative of like this movie's gonna get pushed back, this movie's never gonna come out, da 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 da. And to me, the reason why I was pushing that rhetoric is because Clayface seems like such a ambitious thing to do from studios that like historically they try to play it safe when it comes to superheroes. They are superhero projects and stuff like that. They want to give us the comic book people that we know and love. And Clayface to me was never that. So it felt like them taking this like B level villain and putting all this money into it. And when you put it under that like lens, to me it was like, oh, this project's probably never gonna come out. I'm perfectly fine with eating my words. And if this comes out, I'm anticipating it being great. But like I am okay with being wrong in this because I do think that Clayface, if done right, is gonna be amazing.
yep. They're saying it's like a body horror type film, kind of like The Substance, which I'm
I think
100% down with.
to be
Which
honest with you,
because I
bro,
was
I
kind of
think
doubting
Clayface
Clayface a
done
little bit.
right, but I think Clayface done right. Obviously, this is hyperbolic, but and this is more what I wish it'll happen, what I hope will happen. Clayface done right has the same impact as the Joker movie.
Yeah, if
I'm
it's
I'm stamping that
if
right
it's
now.
good,
Done
if it's
correctly,
good,
people will be heralding that movie the same way they did the Joker movie. I think we
yeah,
love villain. I think we love getting to know why a villain is a villain because once you understand the reasoning and once you're able to spend a lot of time with like these quote unquote villains, you start to be like, well, hold on. maybe this is justified a little bit in that like you start to connect with them and connecting in a time right now, connecting with those like people who are bad or just quote unquote villains is a way easier than it is to connect with the person who wants to be altruistic, with the person who wants to save the day, like a Superman or like these heroes. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, I will say if Clayface is done correctly, just as big as Joker.
Do want to say you definitely sound like a serial killer, but don't want to
Who
harp on
me?
that too
We
much.
love, but no. I
Clayface,
just explained. Hold
Clayface.
on. Yeah.
No, 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 no.
People
Clayface.
love the villain. Why do people love Joker? Why do people love like these? Even the idea of an anti-hero is being like, hey, I'm not that. I'm not the person who's all super good and I'm gonna save the day. I'm not that person, but I will do good when good is in need of doing. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole anti-hero thing plays on like the reason why we may relate to a villain. The whole we have so many examples of relating to Thanos, Joker. Like when Thanos first hopped on the scene in the MCU, people were like, "Nah, I'm with him. Destroy destroy half the universe." Actually, I'm just rooting for Clayface, man. My bad. If that makes me a serial killer, then it is what it is. Watch out.
Definitely makes you a serial killer. Okay. Clayface, the only thing I'm like confused about with Clayface is that like the reason why that first Joker film is like people love it, it was a huge success, whatever. But for me personally, it's like it's a weird watch because for me, the best thing about like these villains is they show something, parallel to Batman that is like makes the story like that really enriches the story and the lessons that they're trying to learn. And like these solo villain movies that these studios are trying to push, like Sony, like DC, um, I just can never get fully down with them because the best parts of the story is how they reflect maybe the worst parts of like their counterpart hero, and how that makes the story great, like what we saw with Superman last year with Lex Luthor. I feel like if they would have just dropped like a solo Lex Luthor movie, now it's like, oh, Lex Luthor, now you got to make him the protagonist. You got to remove some traits. You got to like, and you got to like do weird stuff. So, hopefully, I'm hoping with Clayface that they keep him like a bad person and he does bad things and they're not like afraid to make
I
him a bad
don't
person.
I don't know if you have to remove things or change things when making a movie about a villain because every villain believes that their purpose, their vision is the right thing to do. So I think if your main character believes it's right, then what your main character goes through is going to justify what they believe is right. And so if you look at it through that lens, I don't think you're necessarily changing anything about these people. You're just presenting the movie through the lens of the villain. You know what I mean?
No, that doesn't make any sense. They removed mad stuff
How
from
does that not how does
Joker.
that how does that
That
not how
doesn't
does that
make any
not make
sense. They
sense?
removed mad things from Joker. I'm telling you, they
I'm
removed
saying
stuff
no.
from Joker. I'm telling you,
I'm
they
not
removed
saying for Joker.
personality traits from these
I'm saying
characters.
if you're writing, no. I'm saying you don't have to. I'm not saying what they did or didn't do. I'm saying listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying you don't have to. If you whatever your main person's going through, your main character is going through, we are viewing the world through their lens. So whatever they feel justified in, we are supposed to say, okay, I understand what led you to here because I'm with you in your journey. It's the same thing as like if I slap you right now, boom, you're gonna view me as like, why the fuck did this nigga do that? But then if you ask me about it, if somebody else asks me about it, 5 minutes later and be like, oh, I slapped him because he did X, Y, Z. Now all of a sudden, I'm not viewed in that way because they understand what I'm going through. The action didn't change, my traits didn't change, but how it's viewed has changed because we understand what led them to that. I'm saying you can do that with a villain without changing things. I'm not saying Joker, they didn't change anything. Of course, they changed a bunch of stuff. I'm not saying when they do it with Clayface, they may or may not change anything. They probably will to make it more palatable. But what I'm saying is, you don't have to.
But like that's my point. Like you shouldn't need justification for a guy to be a villain. Like just let him be a villain. I that's all I want. I want him to be like a solo villain. Just let him be a villain. Like yes, he has his backstory. Yes, maybe we understand why, but like that's the problem. You're adding the why. I don't want the why. But he's a protagonist, so you have to give him the why. He's the protagonist of the film. So that's all I'm saying. Also, they showed like mad Doom footage. Apparently that was fire. I wish I was there. I'm hyped for Doom. I'm hyped for Timothy Chalamet was there. Zendaya was there. Everybody was there. Everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, this is the greatest film ever." and nobody showed it to me. Whatever. Cool, I guess.
Why aren't there
Fine.
ever any? I didn't see any leaks from CinemaCon. Why aren't there any leaks from CinemaCon?
CinemaCon is not
I
a
feel like
place
whenever
where.
you have another con, I feel like whenever you have like a Comic Con or something like that, there's always leaks.
Yeah, no, CinemaCon is not that type of place where leaks are possible. You can get a leak from like a Comic Con because again, it's like fans, but like CinemaCon is like the security is out of this world.
Yeah,
I already saw it mentioned that
but
like they kick people out of the Disney presentation, but also it's just the fact that like these people are not looking to like, oh, let me record this and post it online. Like, yes, there's some press that try to do that, but like
yeah,
85% of the people, like I keep saying, are movie theater owners who want to be like sold on the movie. They're not like us fans who are like looking for every single
but
piece of footage. You know what I
you
mean?
can get tickets for CinemaCon. I could go to CinemaCon if I wanted to.
Yeah, but it costs.
Well,
It costs.
yeah,
And
but like
yeah.
everything costs. Everything is expensive. All I'm saying is like I get what you're saying to where the environment and the atmosphere is what it is, but because it's publicly accessible, like all I have to do is buy a ticket and I'm in the room. To me that should be like, oh, okay, something should leak. But then you just said it. The security is super high. Whatever's going on in there is like an Illuminati meeting. So I understand. I'm just saying it is weird that like the only time we hear about it is through press releases of like, it's the craziest thing ever. Zendaya was there, everybody was
Yeah.
there, and it's like we
Yeah.
we just, we see nothing about it. You know what I mean? Like
No,
I was reading
I
because I mentioned Jumanji earlier, and I was reading like the excerpts from some of the jokes that they said on stage, and I was like, why am I not seeing the banter? Because they were like describing the banter in the article, and I'm like, this is I guess this is cool, okay, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
CinemaCon, that's just what it
Niggas
is,
describing banter on stage. Like, what are we doing, bro? Like,
bro. The article literally did that. They were describing the banter between Kevin Hart, Jack
oh my
Black, and
god.
Dwayne Johnson. Like that's what like you had to imagine it in your head. I did. I imagined it in my head. It was really good in my head, but I wish I would have seen like a video for it. You know?
Yeah. Couple other things, then we can move on to the next day. Digger, Tom Cruise.
What'd you say to me?
He's going for his a movie called Digger. Tom Cruise. He's going for his this. Apparently, this looks like he's going for his like Oscar run kind of
That's what
movie.
everybody keeps saying.
Yeah, and like the what people described it to me as is like imagine like Birdman, like the tone of Birdman, but just like Tom Cruise has like a prosthetic nose. He has like gray hair, he's bald, and he's like a billionaire trying to save the world, and it's like a little bit of a comedy as well.
Okay.
So apparently this is like going to get like real Oscar. Might be an Oscar conversations.
Is this supposed to come out later this year?
Yep, I think it comes out in October. At first, I thought it was coming out this summer. They released like a little
Yeah.
teaser earlier this year in like January.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've been hearing the same exact things about this movie. That
Yeah,
this is supposed to be like his Oscar performance. We'll see.
yep,
If
yep.
they keep marketing it as his Oscar performance, I'm going in there with like the most judgmental eyes ever. Like if you better prove to me that this is an Oscar performance. And if I don't come out of there deeming it as so, then I'm talking shit about this movie so hard, yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like Tom, I don't know, bro. There's a lot of people that Tom Cruise does it for. Not for me.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm not a Tom
That's Tom
Cruise
Cruise
kind of
isn't for
guy.
you? I'm a
No,
I
that's why I
I'm a
just said
Tom
not for
Cruise
me.
kind of guy. The Mission Impossibles do it for me. Top Gun does it for me. What other movies has he been in? Yeah, I'm a Jack Reacher, the movie the random movie that he did.
Yeah,
That does it for me. What did he do? Didn't he do? I might be mistaking him for somebody else, but didn't he do a movie Night and Day with what's her name, Cameron Diaz? That might have been him. Yeah, that
I
did
think
it
he
for me.
did. You know, the only
Yeah.
thing that I'm like, oh my gosh, Tom Cruise is that scene with him and Jack Nicholson, or
Oh, you can't handle
you
the
can't
truth.
handle the truth.
That's not even him, really. That's more Jack
Yeah, that's
Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Yo, Jack
This
Nicholson,
nigga's insane.
WD
He's like,
man.
yo, the scene that he was in, but like Jack Nicholson stole. That's the one I like of it, where he was quiet. He's just
Facts.
on screen, yeah.
He cooked.
Any more for day two?
Yeah, I'd be remiss if we didn't mention Supergirl. Like, I'm trying to be
I don't.
fair, bruh.
You
I'm trying to
you
be
you
fair. I'm
remiss
trying
by
to be fair.
yourself.
I'm trying to be fair, bruh. I don't want people to like be like, "Oh, this nigga's just a, like," you know what I mean? Because I want it to be a good movie, but like, I don't give a fuck. Oh my
I'm listen. I'm in
god.
theaters regardless. I'm
Oh my
sitting
god. I
down
don't
in my
care.
seat regardless. So like, you know what I mean? I guess we'll
Yeah.
see if it lives up to the hype or whatever. But the
Yeah.
last one I had for day 2 was Ocean's 11 prequel.
Oh yeah. I forgot
Now,
about that. Yeah.
this is exciting on two fronts. This is exciting because I love the Ocean's 11 series. Absolutely love it. So when I seen Ocean's 11 prequel, it's about George Clooney's parents and how like they were robbing niggas and stuff like that. Immediately you sold me. Now what like takes me away, gets the hype out of me is everything that's going on behind the scenes. So apparently there's been like directors that have signed on, they've dropped, signed on, dropped. There's been like a whole list of directors cycling through, which is always a bad sign when it comes to like movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But what makes it even worse of a sign is that Bradley Cooper, who's supposed to be starring in it, is actually, because there's been so many directors like signing on and signing off, he has decided to direct, write, and produce it himself.
Wow. Yeah, that's not a good sign.
Yeah,
I'm not excited for that
it's
at all,
not a good sign.
actually.
It's
Because I
not a good
watched that
sign
movie. I
at
watched
all.
that movie where he put on the prosthetic nose. That was
You talking
terrible.
about Maestro?
Yep.
Yeah, so he's
That
only
movie is
directed like three
garbage.
movies. He's only directed like three movies. It's A Star Is Born with him and Shawty, Maestro, and then this other random movie. But none of those movies are really good.
Yeah.
Like he's not good at this. He's I don't think Bradley Cooper has an ounce of self awareness inside of him. I don't think he does. And like
Bro.
every decision he has made in like the past 5 or 6 years has proven to me that he lacks a level of self awareness that's needed to like make good art. He should have stuck with being the charming himbo in like
Yeah.
movies and like occasionally doing a semi-serious character here and there, but he should have stuck in that role. Instead, he went to go get plastic surgery. He thought he was like this uber creative, and to me personally, his career has been like downhill from there.
Yo. Shout out to Jason Statham. That guy knows how to stay in his lane. Bradley Cooper
Bro,
could
he
learn a couple
knows.
things.
Bro, yes, because listen, it was either day 2 or day 3. They were giving us more info on Beekeeper 2.
Yeah.
And I'm
And they
like,
said
yo, I
they said
didn't
it
see
was gas.
I didn't see Beekeeper 1, but apparently it was so good we needed a Beekeeper 2. And Jason Statham has like long ago realized this is who I am in Hollywood and has been milking it ever since. And like
Right.
salute to him, yo. His Jason Statham's agent should like be everyone's agent. Because clearly he was like, yo, no, this is who you are. This is the movies we're getting for you. Lock in, fuck nigga. And he became a millionaire off of it.
Moving on to day 3, which was Universal's presentation. There's a couple of things that I'm excited for from this presentation, but the thing I'm most excited for, that I'm a stand of this guy, I'm a stand of this director, not really the actor, but I'm a stand of this director. Every single
Uh oh.
almost every single movie that I've seen of his has been like truly like weird gothic horror and like fantastic for me personally. It really scratches that itch. Robert Eggers, Werewolf, coming later this year, dropping in
Yeah.
the month with Doomsday, Dune, Jumanji, and that is like, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. That's like second on my list right now, for movies I'm
Yeah.
excited for that month. So I genuinely can't wait. I love Nosferatu. I love The Northman. I love Lighthouse. I still have to watch The Witch or The Witch. I still have to watch that, but apparently it's his best one. I can't wait for Werewolf. Eggheads unite.
Eggheads unite, yo. How do you feel about Spaceballs?
Spaceballs too. I
Yeah.
This is just not, this movie is not for me. It's not made for me. It's no way being marketed towards me. The guy Mel Brooks, I haven't heard him in a movie in like years. The last movie I watched with Mel Brooks in it was Robots. He's in
Right.
that movie. That's it.
That's hilarious. That's my concern with Spaceballs is like Spaceballs is a cult classic. I will give it that. Like the people who are into it are really into it. However, I don't understand why we feel like who there were so many points in like getting this film funded, getting this film filmed, like all of that, to where somebody could have said we don't need this, and nobody did. And I'm just
Yeah.
confused as like why we're supposed to care about Spaceballs 2 like 40 years later. This really feels like remember a couple years ago when Keanu did like Bill and Ted Part 2 or something like that?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember
This
that.
feels
Yeah.
like that. This also feels like when Jim Carrey did Dumb and Dumber 2 or Dumb and
Yep.
Dumber 3 or 2 or
It's the
whatever it
exact
was.
same thing.
Like
Yeah.
it's the exact same thing of like when we have these IPs that are so well beloved that they've cultivated this cult fan base, but they wait too long to give sequels to a movie that should have had a sequel. If this movie came out 40 years ago, the sequel should have been 30 years ago. Like it shouldn't have been
Agree.
this long in between whatever you want to do. Cause like why? Nobody. I genuinely feel like, and this is me stamping it right now and putting stock into this. This movie's flopping. This movie is flopping so
Cause what does
bad.
it appeal to besides like 80s babies and nostalgia?
Thank you. Thank you.
What
Thank
does it
you. In
appeal
the
to?
80s, like the 80s babies nostalgia niggas, bro, what? They not about to show up for this movie. They not showing up. They gonna wait for this movie to come out on streaming and watch it at the crib, yeah. That's what they gonna
Man.
do with this movie.
Yeah, man. Like I don't care about Spaceballs too, but hey, more power to Mel Brooks. I do think it is a funny bit that he just called it the new one. I think that is
Yo.
funny. That is funny. I will give him that. I will give him that.
This
But
nigga's insane. They felt no thought into it. The new one.
no,
All right.
all right. Couple other things from I want to mention. Disclosure Day, man. I think this is gonna be a banger. I think that I'm putting a lot of stock in
They're setting it up
Disclosure
to
Day
be.
with Steven Spielberg, bro.
They're
Like
definitely setting it up to be.
the alien stuff, I'm 100% with it. If we can, like, I think that he's gonna capture aliens in a similar way that Jordan Peele did in terms of like the scope. You know what I mean? With Nope.
Yeah.
You like that, Ryan? You like that, Ryan?
I didn't. I don't know why you paused and like whispered that to me. That was crazy.
I had to
Nah,
pause
yo,
for
this
the
nigga is
celebration. I had
crazy.
to pause for the hand clap.
But nah, Disclosure
um,
Date. To be honest with you, I was sold when I seen bro from Challengers in the movie because
Josh
he's a
O'Connor.
good actor.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
fire. He's great. He's a star.
he be cooking. Yeah, he be cooking, bro. So they sold me on that, and then like you said, the more and more I hear about this film, the more and more it's like, okay, no, they're trying to set this up to be a banger, and
Yeah,
I think it'll happen, bro. I think I'll go to
yeah,
the theater and truly enjoy this film.
yeah. Last thing, and then you could talk about whatever you want to talk about from Universal. The Minions are back. I unironically enjoy these movies. Everybody here can eat my dick. I'm hyped.
I seen that announcement and was like, okay, and just kept it pushing. Like I think I seen the first Minions
Yeah.
and that's it. Like I aged out of the Minions thing and the Despicable Me thing.
Nah, I haven't I didn't watch like the rest of the Despicable Me's, but I saw the Minions, the first Minions movie, like ironically with like a group of friends. We were like, bro, let's go watch the Minions movie, bro. Like just on some like let's go watch a bad movie. But then we all like
And you
unironically
loved
enjoyed
it.
it. We were like, wait, that was
You're like, wow,
fire.
this is peak.
Yeah, we were like, that was fire. So yeah, the only thing I'm worried about is that it's like a prequel set in like the 1920s and they're looking for a new big evil boss and we know who in the 1920s rose to power. So listen, if they make like a Hitler Minions movie,
Oh, they're cooking. If they do that, I'm back in.
I'm so in. I'm so locked in for that, bruh.
If they do that, I'm so back in. Yo. It's unbelievable actually.
But yeah, did you have anything that you wanted to discuss from the Universal presentation?
No. No,
Okay.
no, no.
Fuck it. Let's move on to Amazon. We only have one thing we want to talk. Oh no, no, two things. Two things. But
You know what's crazy? Spaceballs was actually in the Amazon zone. I just said it early.
are you serious?
So
See, that's how
yeah.
much we don't care. That's how much we don't care. We don't even know if it belonged to Amazon or MGM, bro, or
Yeah, that
Universal.
was
We don't. We have no
Spaceballs
clue.
was definitely like day three. Was day three info or whatever.
But
But yeah, there's only
Amazon,
one movie
Amazon
that we want
MGM.
to talk about. The GOAT.
Uh, Thomas Crown Affair.
Yes,
Michael B.
sir.
Jordan.
Apparently this is a remake. I think the original either got nominated for 2 Oscars or won 2 Oscars. I can't remember which one. But the fact that Michael B. Jordan posts, because so this isn't Michael B. Jordan's technically his first movie post his Oscar run, but this is the one we're counting because the other one was this animated film that had already been made before he made the Oscar and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the one that we're counting. He's
Yeah.
directing, he's starring in it. Yeah, this it's set up to be like really really good. It has a lot of pressure because the original was so good, and again,
Yeah.
this is his first major project post Oscar, but I'm excited
If this movie is good, I'm pushing. I'm laying my claim down that Michael B. Jordan is a better director than he is an actor, and he needs to like
because
direct more
you know what's
movies.
funny? Do you know what's funny?
What?
Creed 3, the one that he directed, that was a
Yep.
banger.
Yep.
Creed 3 looked amazing. I'm not
Yep.
gonna lie, yeah. So
It's his
you might
inspirations
be
like from
cooking with that
anime
one.
and stuff like that. He has such like a look for like style and like the way that he directs his films is
Yeah,
fire. Like,
that probably does make it easier for him to work with Ryan Coogler
hmm
because he gets it. He's
yeah,
like he gets it from an actor standpoint, but then he also gets it from just a vision standpoint, and he's just like, no, 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 all right, cool, yeah, I get exactly what you're saying, and then he's able to execute it, and then Ryan's like, all right, cool, boom, we can move on. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like
yep,
that makes that relationship so what's the word I'm looking for? Symbiotic, maybe that's the word. I don't know. Somebody look that up.
no clue.
People in the comments, make sure I'm right. But
Science Bros, get us right.
yo, get us right. But no, no, no. I do think you're right. I do think if this film is good, regardless if it gets critical acclaim, if it's good, I do think we do have to have that conversation. Michael B. Jordan should be directing more.
Yeah. Second thing, I Play Rocky, a movie about the making of Rocky. Sounds weird, sounds insane,
I've heard about this. They
but
gave
it
us more information on
yeah,
CinemaCon.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They gave us more information and they talked about like how like crazy his journey was to making Rocky and why he's like
To
making a
even make it.
film of it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you know what's
And
funny? We
like
we
he's a
know
main
his journey.
producer
Like
too.
he was Sylvester Stallone to even make Rocky. The nigga was like damn near homeless. Like he
Yep.
sold his dog to get enough money, and then when he got enough
Yeah, I heard
money
about
after the
that. Yeah,
film,
yeah, yeah.
he bought his dog back and stuff like that. Like he wanted to star in it, and the studios were like, "Nigga, no, who are you?" And then he kept pitching until like somebody finally let him star in it. Like so, the journey to get to Rocky is like really really amazing, and I think what makes it even more amazing is that the fact that Rocky has lasted 40 years. So it's like a proven story, it's a proven world that works.
Yep.
So I do think it deserves a making of Rocky type biopic thing, similar to I think it was last year or the year before they did the Saturday Night Live movie where they did like the kind of like what led up to that first week of Saturday Night Live or that like that first season or something like that.
hmm
Um, which people shitted on, but I thought it was a good movie.
All right. You have anything else from day three that you want to talk about, or
No,
no?
no, I'm good.
You know,
Yeah,
the audience is gonna kill us. We didn't mention the Odyssey. Obviously we're hyped for that, guys. Obviously, it's just
yeah.
that.
I don't know what they gave us. Did they give us anything new on the Odyssey?
Nah, they didn't get. They showed the same. You know, you remember the 5 minutes that they put out in
Yeah,
theaters? They showed the
yeah.
same like 5 minutes and like a little sizzle
To be
reel.
honest with you, if I was the niggas in charge of the Odyssey, I wouldn't even show it.
Yeah.
I would literally, if the Odyssey came up, I would put on the screen the Odyssey and then be like, you know what it is.
Mm.
you,
Or
you
farm.
know what
You
it
order
is.
farming.
Speaking of Ore Farming, though, speaking of Ore Farming, how did you feel about Disney putting up all their $1 billion movies and was like, "Yo, this is what we do."
Putting their dick on the table, and I enjoyed it.
it
I enjoyed it. I actually,
was
I don't even. I got something special for Disney. All right, I got something special for that. But
what? What does that mean, yo?
I got
What?
something special. I got something special for
What
Disney.
does that even mean? But I do like the fact that they was like, I don't know about the rest of you studios, but we make $1 billion movies over here,
Yeah,
so
cause
like, come fuck with us.
yeah, they bro, and the amount of movies they had, I didn't even Frozen 2 made $1 billion.
Didn't even know.
What? They just put out anything and it makes $1 billion. Like that's not
Yeah,
fair.
it's kind of sick. It's kind of sick. Yeah,
What are we
it's kind of
doing?
sick, bro.
Um, but yeah, I think that's it. No, no, no.
Really quick though. Let's
Yeah,
no,
that's
go
it.
ahead. Go ahead. No, no, go ahead.
Uh,
No, I was gonna say,
Verity, Anne Hathaway. I'm there. That's all.
yeah, that they talked about that at CinemaCon because
Yep.
I don't know what else they would give us.
I don't know. I think they showed like a little bit of footage, but like it's Anne Hathaway,
Yeah,
and she apparently it's based on a book. So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm there.
Okay. And Anne Hathaway has two movies coming out, Devil Wears Prada and that
Mother
John.
Mary.
So I'm interested to see how they both play, how
Yeah,
people receive them, because it's kind of like Zendaya. Like Zendaya's having a year so far. The drama is what it is. People are loving it. People can't get
yeah.
enough of it. So we kind of see where the rest of her movies are gonna go. Similar with Anne Hathaway, Devil Wears Prada I think comes out next month.
She
Um,
has
and
Mother
then we'll see
Mary
how
coming
people.
out in a couple weeks. Devil Wears Prada 2 coming out
Yeah,
next month, like you said, and The Odyssey.
yeah,
So
yeah. She's
Demon
yeah.
home,
Yo, it's
Demon
Anne Hathaway
home.
versus Zendaya this year, yo.
Oh my
It's
god,
Anne versus Zendaya this year, yo. That's what it's
man.
looking like, yo.
Devil Wears Prada 2. I'm convinced that that's gonna be a banger. I'm hyped for that. I'm there day one for Devil Wears Prada 2. And I'm not even like a Devil Wears Prada 1 fan, but just like the aura
For sure.
emanating from Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway, Stanley Tucci, I'm there. Toy Story 5, I'm there.
Was it hold on,
Mandalorian and
was it
Grogu,
Disney?
Toy Story
Speaking
5?
of like Disney, no. I'm just saying. Speaking of Toy Story 5, was it Disney that premiered this joint called like Buds or Best Buds or something? It's about like some plants or something like that.
No,
You
that
know what I'm
wasn't
talking about?
Disney. That wasn't Disney. That was something totally different. That was a different studio. I want to say that was Warner Brothers.
Oh yeah. Okay, never mind. They're gonna flop. I thought if it was Disney, I was being like, yo, they got another billion in them, but never mind. Yeah.
Nah, I think that was Warner Brothers. They showed some footage of Avengers Doomsday, and this is my opinion on it.
You run from the spirit of repossession. Too much enamel covers your necklace. I buy bitches, you buy 'em sections. You buy watches, I buy collections. Misery's fueling your aggression. Jealousy's turned into obsession. Reality TV is mud wrestling. Some sign checks I know better than. Beware of my name that there's delicate. You know I know where you're delicate. Crush you to pieces, I hum a breath of it. I will close your heaven for the hell of it. It seems to be valor amongst veterans. I'm watching your fame escape relevance. We all in a room, but here's the
Are
elephant.
you gonna play
You
the
chasing a
entire
feature,
song?
I'll be your
Yo, you
Eleanor.
good?
And those lab diamonds under inspection. The question marks block your blessings.
Oh, it's
There's no
20 seconds left.
tombstones
20
in the
seconds.
desert. I know by now you get the message. Uncle said, nigga, you
We're
must be
never
sick.
making money.
All you talk about is
We're
just get
never
rich.
making
Choke my
money.
neck, nigga, and ice my bitch. Beat the system with chains and whips.
All right. Um, that's all I
Not
had to
hold on,
say
talking about you
because
played a TikTok. That was a you didn't go to the actual
no,
song. You just
that was
played
a
a
clip
TikTok.
on Twitter that
Please tell me
somebody
that was at
downloaded
least.
from
Please tell me
TikTok.
that was at least an edit. Please tell me
Mm,
that was at least
No,
a
it was a
doomsday
clip.
edit.
It's a clip on Twitter that somebody downloaded from TikTok and then posted it on Twitter. So it's a Twitter video, but it's a TikTok. So um
Right, but what was the TikTok of? Was it a doomsday edit? Is what I'm asking you.
no, it wasn't. It was no Doomsday edit. It's just Pusha T rapping, and like the meme is just like because Pusha T, I'm pretty sure he was talking about like Drake or something like that in that
No,
song.
no, no. Yeah. No, I was just. It's okay. Yo, this
But
nigga's
I
insane.
just I
He
just want
played
to
like a
say
5 minute song. Yo.
I'm sorry. I know that was a terrible podcast listening experience, but
Yeah.
I just want to say there's been a lot of talk on Twitter. Okay? And we do have to there's one thing we definitely have to talk about because we made a video about it. There's been a lot of talk on Twitter about a certain company, a certain movie coming out the same day as Avengers Doomsday, and people being scared of the film coming out. And Disney said, we're not moving dates. We're sticking with December
Yeah.
18th.
Yeah. I've seen
Yeah,
that.
come check me. Come check me, pussy. That's what they said. Okay. And I just want to say, it's easy to talk when you're ahead. It's easy.
Mm.
But the sign of a great man is when he talks when it's even score, when it's 0-0, or when he talk when he behind the score. It's a sign of a good man. Shout out to Michael Jordan. That's all I got.
Yo, I hate
I don't
this
I don't
nigga.
care about I don't care about the footage description. I don't care about
Yeah.
like all I care about is like people's reactions, and then people's reactions were play the trailer. They played the trailer like 3 times, so that's all I care about. Footage description. I can't really do anything with that. I gotta see the trailer to know how I feel about the trailer, but
No, I'm here with you. I did think it was when I seen that news come out, I immediately thought of you. Cause
hmm
I was like, oh, these niggas. Cause two things happened. They was like, yo, we only make $1 billion movies. I don't know what you talking about. And then the second thing was like, Dune. The audacity of you to think we gonna move our date. Matter of fact, nigga, we doubling down, yo. Like, to me, that was crazy. And to me, it was just another example of like Disney truly does not give a fuck. Disney's like, we're the biggest people out here. We do what we want. We do it how we
these
want. You know
niggas.
what I'm saying? So
Let me tell you how crazy, how
look out for
fucking nuts
Dune, man.
Disney
That
is.
shit crazy.
Let me tell you how
I'm
fucking
I'm
nuts Disney
prepared. I'm
is.
prepared for Dune. I'm prepared for Dune to make no money now. After Disney moving the way they move, yo.
Bro, let me tell you how crazy these dudes are. They couldn't get the IMAX screens, right? They came out with this thing called Infinity Vision. They're trying to create
I
their
seen
own like
that. Yeah.
premium large format. They're saying like, no, just partner with us. Like just go see our large format. Fuck IMAX. We have our own thing that you can go see our movie on. Is that I don't want to dicky the corporation. It's against my politics. Very against my politics, okay? I'm not gonna dicky. I do want to say they put their dick on the table today, and I'm very glad that they did because a lot of people on Twitter, specifically a guy named Four, Eladio Talks, Four Speaks, that guy, people, talking on Twitter, and he even talked. He was on our podcast and he talked. You know what I mean? So it's just like let's take a really huge, ginormous chill pill. I love Dune. Everybody loves Dune. Let's be serious. Thanks.
Oh, one more before we go.
Yeah.
Completely forgot. Jackass 5, yo. They're coming. They're coming back, yo. They're coming back. You're laughing. I'm not gonna lie. Out of everything we've talked about in like the past however long we've talked, this actually is the one that I am the most anticipating.
Bro,
There
I'm
literally
I'm, I'm
it's a
sorry,
quote.
bro.
It's a quote from
I'm sorry.
Knoxville. It's a quote from Knoxville on stage. She said, "This is the last
Oh my
Jackass film the
gosh.
world will ever see." They said that about the last one, by the way. Jackass means a hell of a lot for me. We knew we were making the last one, so we went extra hard to make sure this was also our best Jackass film ever.
I'm
Sold me.
sorry, bro. Just delivery on like, yo, everything else. I'm excited for Jackass.
This does feel like the moment where Cuz is like, yo, space, yo, aliens came to the world. Yo, I think what I got $1. Yeah, this does feel like that moment. But I will say, out of all the films that we talked about, I just said it before. Jackass is the one that I am most anticipating
Yeah,
because Jackass has brought me nothing but joy in my life. Jackass has brought me nothing but laughs. And you know what I'm saying? Not to
yeah.
get serious, but let's get woke. In a time like this, yo, we need Jackass, yo. There's a
Mm.
big Jackass symbol in the sky, like a bat signal. We're waiting for Johnny Knoxville. We're waiting for Steve-O. We're waiting for Bam Margera. We're waiting for all of you guys, yo, to come back. Bring us laughter. through y'all pain.
Yo, since you're hyped for Jackass, are you hyped for Scary Movie?
Yeah, but I love silly shit, bro. Like I love dumb silly shit, bro. Scary Movie is one of them things,
Can
bro.
I be
I'm
honest?
there, front row. You're about to piss me off.
This might sound sacrilegious, bro. That movie looks like dog shit to me. Okay, I'm
All
sorry.
right,
It's
yo,
out the
it's been
mud.
PCC, yo, post get clarity, yo,
Out
salute.
the mud. Rashad McCants.
No, 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 no. But if I'm being serious, scary movies aren't like they're not. They're supposed to look like dog shit. They're parody movies. They're not supposed
Yeah,
to be like fucking artists. Like you know what I'm saying. They're not supposed to be
yeah,
the most grandest movies. They're literally parody movies. Parody movies are supposed to be piece of shit movies. That's the appeal of them. You know what I'm saying? Like I love the
yeah,
fact the scary movie is coming back because I want to see a dumb, terrible parody movie. Like I just want to. I love the fact that Jackass is coming back because I want to see white niggas like kill themselves for the sake of my laughter. It's great. It's amazing. Like I'm anticipating both of those films actually. On the list of most anticipated, it goes Jackass, Scary Movie, everything else.
let's go. And then if I just say what I'm anticipating, Werewolf, Doom Part 3, Doomsday, um, and Beyond the Spider Verse. Obviously Spider Man, but I just think everything that's gonna be like genuinely change like cinema is at the end of the
Yeah.
year in December. And it's like,
Yeah.
man,
That when did that change? I know that this
it used to
the
be May. It used to
December.
be middle of the year.
Yeah, it used to be the summer. It used to be the summer blockbuster that would
Yeah,
do
but
it. But then like somewhere along the line, I know that the Christmas slate was always like a big one, but for some reason, recently within like the past couple of years, that has been the one that's the most anticipated, that fall winter slate. And it hasn't been the summer blockbuster. And I'm
yeah,
interested in when that's changed. We might have to do some deeper research on that.
yeah,
But yeah, you are right that the movies that are like the heavy hitters are coming like in that December, November area, which
yeah.
is
December
interesting.
Christmas window. Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
like Netflix
very
wasn't
interesting.
here, but like Narnia comes out in November, so that's something.
Nah, word, that's peace. Yo, it's been PCC.
Bro, I'm trying
Yo,
to.
yo, post credit clarity, yo. We the best.
PCC.